Welcome to Boomhauer69's YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to do another talking video here of me just simply talking. Again, I know some of you people don't mind these videos. Some people hate them. It's whatever, Everybody has their own different tastes and stuff, I don't care, you can put in the comment section, oh, I liked your video. Oh man, this video was crappy, you stupid, you dummy, and whatever, The a lot of times people who have a tendency to do these things called trolling or trying to be a keyboard warrior bully over the computer and stuff is they're just people whose lives are actually in a negative state, and when they see somebody kind of with a more positive life and style and doing what they love and stuff, they have a tendency to, try to bring them down and put them in a corner, and then some people just straight up love being a bully and love showing people and saying hurtful mean things, but the thing is I'm from the old school where sticks and stones may make my bones, but your words are not gonna hurt me whatsoever. Their words, and some of these bullies and people who will pick on you and say things, and I had this in the past when I was growing up and stuff, I'd had people who something happened and someone would say, dude, you need to stand up for yourself. And I would joke around with them. Well, I'm not going to, because I know their life is not going that great or something. I'd say something to the person that told me to stand up about the other person or whatever. But yeah, I don't care, I've been around, there's this movie I used to watch a lot. I have still on VHS. Al Pacino, Scent of a Woman, where the actor guy Al Pacino played a blind retired military veteran guy and stuff, and he always said this at the end. He goes, I've been around, and there was a time where I could see, and I have seen. And basically I always kind of lived by that, and so, yeah, I've seen the negative side of life, I've seen the positive side, I've seen people that were worse off than I was growing up as a kid, I've been around a guy that he lived in his car because he had nothing else and stuff, I've been around the people that all they had in their life was a pack of cigarettes and once in a while a cup of coffee, and I've been around people that did everything they could to work to get what they have. I've been around people who were just simply lazy and went to the government to get welfare and never had a job in their life. And I've been around all kinds of people, which basically and stuff. And my thing is right now is I'm trying to over here do this, and then over here I gotta do this, I'm in the process of buying this house and stuff, and I'm glad I have that opportunity. I'm glad that I do have a job that lets me keep a roof over my head somewhat, keep a roof over my head and stuff, and I'm glad for that. But I know a lot of people, I feel sometimes in my life with this whole doing YouTube thing, I don't think a lot of people take me serious on it. I know I don't have a very good support system when it comes to this, I have quite a few people I know personally know me and they support me, and thank you to those people. Well, but I don't think a lot of people quite a few people don't take me serious, and they just laugh at me and stuff, because I think and I think I would have probably as got I think I would have, with a little bit more of a support system. But this is just how I personally feel now. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody or anything, or saying, oh, this person or that person. This is just kind of how I feel. And a lot of times I kind of do like a little bit feeling this way, because it gives me that encouragement. It kind of encourages me to keep going, keep fighting. So sometimes I will kind of sometimes trick myself into kind of thinking certain ways and stuff, just to give me that boost to keep going and not give up and stuff. And so I finally figured out what I want to do in life, and so I thought, well, long time ago, and I thought, well, how do I get to this point? And so I thought, well, I'll try YouTube, and making videos on the internet and what's on. So I tried YouTube, and which works. The only thing is I do have Facebook and Instagram, but those are just for, advertising videos that I made on YouTube and stuff. So I don't do a whole much over there. And the only reason why I do a little more kind of paying attention to Instagram, because I gained a bunch of pretty decent following over there, which I am not monetized on Facebook or on Instagram. And actually, Facebook demonetized me because I made an error, and so I went and deleted the video to try to fix it, but I haven't heard boo from them, so I considered, well, that's gone. Doesn't bother me anyways, because I was only, in reality, on Facebook, I was only making like 20 cents at the most on posting videos, and most of the videos I posted on Facebook anyways, it was like what I post on Instagram. It's just showing a clip from a video I did on YouTube, and then saying, hey, at the end, check this video out at youtube.com and stuff, and then trying to get, more and more views that way on my YouTube channel, because I really don't even know how to get the views. I do the best I can with thumbnails and titles and what I what I learned and stuff, because I watched quite a few videos that talk about make sure you have a good title, a good description, and thumbnails and stuff. So I try to do the best on that and stuff. But at the end of the day, it just boils down to how many people are actually watching your videos and sharing them and stuff. That's a key thing is having others share the videos, and that helps track and the YouTube algorithm and stuff. Where are they putting your videos at and stuff? There's a lot to it, And when you don't got a whole lot of money, like my situation right now is, all my money's going towards buying a house and stuff. I can't go out and be buying all these little products and different things and stuff, because I'm using my money to pay every little pennies I get to pay bills and stuff, and to, don't financially bankrupt myself. But you gotta. So that's why, when it comes to investing money into YouTube, I can't, because I don't have the funds to be investing in YouTube. Wish I could, though, because, man, I think about all the time videos that I would enjoy and love doing and stuff. Or if I was this type of person, I'd love to do like a travel video where give a group of people a certain amount of cash and say, oh, if you make it here, you can have this type of vacation, or if you lose, you end up have to stay at a 1-star hotel or whatever, kind of, videos like that, and do a lot of things. I'd love to have a team of people and be able to sit and figure out how to come up with a good storyline and maybe make some like little episodes, like my own TV shows and stuff, and upload them to YouTube and different things. But the thing is how to pull that off, how to get to those points, and doing different things, and how to start up my own company of some sort, and doing things I want to do. Is just trying to figure out how to get there. I have no clue how to reach that point or how to make it there. People would say, oh, just write down some goals and this and that. Yeah, that's easier said than done. But well, that's where I'm at in life, and trying to figure out how do I get out of something that I hate into something that I love that's going to make money and stuff. And then in the past, you think, oh, I want to do this, and then people say, oh, you can't do that. Why you want to do that for? Oh, you can't. Nope. And then you don't do anything because you're pissed off and say, well, screw it, I ain't going to do anything. And then you get called a lazy bum, a no good. Oh, I heard it all. But people don't think and realize, okay, why? And then if you tell people why, then they get all angry and mad, blah, 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 That's how it goes in life. But yeah, like the whole, and then if you share your ideas sometimes on the internet, you gotta be careful, because then you get all these people that will just laugh and make fun of you. People don't take you seriously and stuff. I always feel that all the time with YouTube. Like, if people would take me seriously, I think things would be a little different. I know I have I have quite a few people that are very, very supportive, and all the way 100%. Every time I see them, they always let me know, and I thank those people and stuff. But I've always kind of a little bit tricked my mind into thinking that I don't have a huge support system than what I actually do. Sometimes I do that kind of trick my mind into that to encourage me to keep pushing forward, keep moving and stuff and things. And I know it's my situation. I know it's one of those things when I'm at the bottom, I hear the crickets chirping. It's silent. But as soon as I get to the top, then there's going to be a lot of people, hey, remember me? Oh, and all the lives are going to be beautiful, Me, I'm going to sit back and laugh. And like helping people, I'm going to be looking at that person that knew me for many, many years, was there the whole time. I'm going to say, that's the person you help out. And then they look at you, why? And then you give them a big old lecture, and then that person standing there angry madness, and then they're folding their arms saying, fine, I don't want your money. Because those are the people you help out, the ones that, because I'm that type of person. I'd be like to those people, oh please, you don't gotta lie, just be honest, Now there's gonna be those people, it happens in every walk of life, Hell, I could go out and try to, say, I don't know, tape, start up a business trying to sell some sort of tape or something, and there's going to be people, so. But, I think a lot of reason why nobody kind of takes making videos on the internet seriously or anything is because nowadays you got so many people out there doing these silly little trends, or some lady talking about something dirty, and stuff. Like, you got people that are always trying to be like Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville and stuntman TV shows. You got people that are always trying to do goofy stuff. Like, I know for a while there, people were shoving stuff up their nose or taking little one chip, ooh, that's hot, ooh, spicy challenges and stuff. That's great. If you want to do all that stuff, go do it then, and things, but, and so, I don't think a lot of people don't take, the whole making videos on the internet thing seriously, and in my neck of the woods anyways, and I don't know what to really say. I kind of lost my train of thought on that, but, because I think in today's world, if everybody, from the very beginning when YouTube first started this, the two guys that originally created YouTube and then sold to Google, if people would have, right from the get-go, my generation, would have kind of, the majority of them would have stopped and thought about things a little more and stuff. I think in today's world, the whole making videos on the internet, things would be a lot different, because I truly believe you can make videos on the internet, you can make money off the advertisements, where you don't need to do all this other access stuff, where you don't need to, hey, go to my Patreons, or hey, become a member and all that stuff, and stuff, where you can just, off the ad revenue, you can make your decent living. You just gotta keep at it and not, get frustrated too a lot, Me, I'm not gonna do all that, hey, check out my Patreon, go to my membership, become a member and get exclusive content. I'm not gonna do all that stuff, because there's people out there that can't afford to be buying all that extra, I'm gonna call it, because they can't afford it, and so I don't want to leave those people in the dark, I want to be 100%, kind of free with my internet videos and stuff, is be free, where all you're doing is you're just watching an advertisement and stuff, and that's how I'm gonna try to make the majority of my money, Some of these people, do all this, merchandise, and, get a t-shirt, or a keychain, or whatever, If that's what you want to do, great, but me, I don't care to do none of that stuff, I don't know how to do that stuff. I don't know where to start, where to begin, and personally, I don't care to learn, because I just don't simply care to do that, I know that it can be a decent way to make some money, but right now I just don't care to do that, I'm not gonna get into all that and stuff, if I was gonna make a t-shirt, it would just have a funny picture on it, and then like a little wording on it, like a meme joke or something, but I'm not even gonna do that, not even gonna worry about doing that kind of stuff, because I just don't care to do it and stuff. Right now my situation is trying to figure out I've been trying to figure out how to make good content to simply just grow this YouTube channel, to gain more views, to get myself into the situation that I want to be in, money-wise, financially, because right now I don't do putting any money into this YouTube channel, because I put it towards bills and buying this house and trying to be smart with my money, so that way I don't bankrupt myself, so, but, I consider this my main job, and then the other job I have is just that part-time job that, once this right here makes me the amount of money I need and want, and say, okay, then it's bye-bye this job over here, hello YouTube, and work at it, and get to where I want to do the things I want to do and stuff, I sometimes talk about my ideas, but there's a lot of times where I don't talk about my ideas, because I'm always thinking to myself, well, is that a good idea to do, or a bad idea, am I sounding like a fool or something? Are people going to think I'm some retard, or whatever and stuff? And it can be a little challenging because me being hard of hearing and stuff, I talk a little different from normal and stuff because, well, I'm hard of hearing, so I talk funny, and so sometimes people don't always understand what I'm saying or get the gist of everything, So that's why a lot of people are going to be, when they watch my videos, sometimes they're just going to click right off of them because they can't understand the word I'm saying, and that's understandable. I'm not going to sit there and cry, oh wow, you didn't watch my whole video, well, yeah, because you couldn't understand fully understandable and stuff, so yeah. In the near future, when I have the funds and the money to do so, am I going to get hearing aids and try to fix my hearing? Absolutely. I'm going to do eyesight check and do what you're supposed to do, do what normal people do when they got money. Go get their health checked out, make sure everything's kosher, and get things, I do in the near future want to get hearing aids when I get the money and stuff, Heck, I would love to do YouTube videos of reviewing different hearing aid products out there because, there's a lot of elderly people on Social Security and government assistance that can't afford, hearing devices and certain things, and they're scouring the internet trying to find the best hearing device out there, and when I get a chance, I want to make those videos because I know that's going to be something helpful, that's why I kind of like doing product review videos on this channel because I figure it's another way of helping people out and stuff. Now, granted, I don't do it a whole lot because right now I just simply don't have the funds to be going out and buying all kinds of products and different things. I'm not very good. I don't even consider myself very good at it anyways because that's one of the things I struggle with is trying to figure out, okay, what is people want to know, see, and because there's times where I made a product review video about a product and then after it was all said and done, thinking to myself, oh, why didn't I talk about this or talk about that, or oh, I forgot to say this or that and stuff. So because the thing is you want to strive to be good. Well, over here trying to please people, that's what's going on in my life, trying to, if I was just right now just doing YouTube, and at the money I'm making right now with YouTube, oh, so many people would be chewing me out, oh, you're lazy, you don't want to work, and, I feel like the job that I'm doing right now, I was forced to take, and then if I wanted to quit the job and try to find something else better, oh, that would be a war all in itself, and I'd have all kinds of drama and problems, and because again, I'm a lazy bum, no good, and all this stuff, but yet, back in the day when I wanted to do certain things and certain stuff, oh, you can't do that. Why you want to do that for? Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't. Yeah, that's lovely, but yeah. And I'm always, every day, telling myself, you gotta figure out how to make YouTube better, how to get this going. Because I'm always saying that to myself when I'm working all the time at the job I'm working at. I'm always thinking to myself, how do I make YouTube better? How do I do it? How do I do it? How do I get there? Because I trained myself that if this doesn't work out, it's the end of the line. You're done for. It's over. Because I'm tired of where I'm at in life, and I'm gonna, and then and the reason why I always tell people once I make a certain amount of money off from YouTube, the other job I'm doing, I'm done. I'm out of there. And it's not because I don't hate the company or the business. At the end of the day, it's not the actual job itself. Oh, easiest job in the world. I don't mind it. It's just the people. The people in my life, I should say. The people in my life that are like, oh, why didn't you get a job? Well, you need to do this, you need to do that. And just to give them, I really don't know how to best explain myself, because the job I work at, everybody's nice, everybody's great, the company's great, no problems there, the work-related people, no problems whatsoever, but it's just, I've always had these feelings, it's like, everybody else gets to do what they want to do in life, why can't I? I got people in my life that can spend money on their job and everybody praises them up and says, yay! But if it was me, the hammer would people would pass me on line and, it's the end of the world and stuff. And I gotta be careful here talking because the things I want to say, the words I want to use, can't. YouTube won't allow it. The people in my life went, you said this, So, because I'm from the old school generation where, again, like I said before, sticks and stones may make my bones, but words don't. So, that's why I continue to do it every day. Because I keep training myself. I make sure this is 110% of my brain and stuff, just to make, because it's stuff, things will be a little more different, but that's the way I feel and stuff, things would be a way lot more different, I'd be a little more, but I always train myself, keep working at it, keep going at it, don't give up, keep fighting, because then when you're at that top point, you can say to those people, well, look at me, I did something, But the thing is, you don't want to be mean to those people, you don't, if you want to call them negative people, and whatever it is you're doing in life, you don't want to be mean to those people. You want to be nice, because at the end of the day, that's what Jesus taught in the Bible. That's what he preached. Be nice to people. Kill them with kindness. Because those negative people over here that are there, I don't know who they are or who or what, but that feeling, because I just have that feeling, like, but those people, you be nice to them. And you help them out, whatever, that's my goal, is to help people out. I'm going to help my mortal enemies over here, the people that I dislike and the people that I like. I'm not going to leave anybody out. If I walk down the street and I see a homeless Muslim, Islamic person, and he's on the street crying because he's broke poor, I'm going to do what Jesus would do. I'm going to hand that guy some money and say, you need food? Yeah, here's $5, $10, whatever, go get you some McDonald's. If he's a Buddhist, a monk, a Scientologist, don't care. Because that's what Jesus would do. Because you have to remember, in the Bible, Jesus lets everybody. He lets everybody at his table. If people read the Holy Bible, read the people he was talking to and socializing with, and here's some bread, and here's some water, here's some fish, Think about it. So, try to be like that, Because, like some people have in the past on the comment section, why you talk about helping homeless? Why you wouldn't want to help a crackhead and all this stuff? I look at it, hey, if I give somebody money, like if a homeless person comes up to me and he's addicted to drugs and he says, hey man, can you spare some change? And I give him $5, $10. Once that money leaves my hand and goes into his hands, it is up to him to decide to do the right thing. It's up to him what he does with the money after that, or her, or whatever. It's up to that person to do the right thing once they are handed money. And if they go out and buy their little baggies and do their illegal drugs or whatever, and then the next day they're right back at square one, well, that's your own fault, not mine. You know, that's one of the things I always talk about, like making a little homeless shelter, like I talked about in a previous video. That would be one of the things I would have on hand is office space and places for. I would love to build a building in this area, so like homeless that are addicted to drugs go see a counselor and say, hey man, I need to get in rehab. How do I go about it? And have those professionals there, basically have office space for the local government people that handle those situations and stuff. Say, okay, here's your options, here's the nearby places and clinics, Some of those places, I know I've watched documentaries about rehab facilities and drug clinics and stuff like that, rehab facilities, and some of them are like a fancy upscale hotel, and stuff, so, you help everybody, because that's what, at the end, what Jesus would do and stuff, so that's my goal and stuff, is not just to become the rich guy, like I've always said before, not become the rich guy and say, oh, look at me and have this life of luxury while the people around me are suffering. No, help those people out. Give to those people, help those people out one way or another, for example, if somebody came up to me and that knew me for many years, oh man, I'd love to have a Ferrari, and well, you really can't afford one with your financial situation. And if they say, yeah, I understand, and I'd probably still buy them one anyway and say, okay, I know your financial situation, well, but here's a Ferrari, go do whatever you like, but just don't cry to me when reality hits you, like, oh, hey, I can't afford this, and you gotta sell it, Or what I'd probably do in a situation like that is give them one, then give them maybe a little bit of money where they could at least have it for a few years and have some enjoyment out of it, to, do some routine maintenance on it maybe, and then say, okay, here's enough money to let you have it for at least a good maybe 5 years, and then after that, you're kind of on your own and stuff, Or instead of actually buying them a Ferrari, actually go to them and say, okay, instead of buying you a Ferrari, why don't we help you get a career path job that would allow you to be able to not only afford to buy one, but you also to keep and maintain one too, So, yeah. Because that's the goal, would be to help you out and encourage them to want to, change their life for positive reasons and stuff about, that's what I want to do. Like, me, I don't want to be the rich guy having all the fun and then the people around me, they don't get to have no fun, Bring them along and let them experience things that they normally wouldn't get to experience or whatever, That's kind of how I kind of view the way I want to do things as a wealthy person. But yeah, well, right now it's just kind of, I've been really focusing, not posting too many videos, because I don't want to post a whole bunch of just kind of garbage videos. I'm trying really good and hard to, okay, what is going to be a good video to make and actually upload and stuff, so I don't just put out trash on the internet, as I call it, I don't care to do internet trends and stuff, because I'm not really into doing that stuff, doing a spicy one chip or whatever, I don't care to do that stuff, because to me, I just don't feel like those are good videos to make and stuff, and maybe down the line I might do stuff like that, maybe get a group of people together and maybe say, oh, if whoever can finish this spicy chip and under or whatever, whoever can finish this first wins this and that, and who knows, I don't know, but there's a lot of video ideas and stuff I'd like to do that I kind of shoot around, but it's just money is the issue right now financially, so now it's right now figuring out how to get to that point where I can do those things. That's the main key importance, what videos are going to be good and going to be helpful. As of lately, I haven't per se really made any videos that I thought might be helpful, and they're just kind of. I think the last video I would safe to say that I feel like was kind of helpful was that talking about that Dollar Tree rechargeable USB light thingy. That one I felt like that was a little more helpful video, because I know people don't have a whole lot of money, and there's a lot of people shopping at Dollar Trees and stuff, and at the time I had a little bit of pocket change, and I thought, why not, warn people about that light and stuff, and I discovered that for the price you could go to Walmart and other stores and get, for the same price, something way better and more brighter and stuff. And so that video I thought is useful and stuff, so that's why I like doing product review videos on this channel, because I feel like those are kind of helpful videos. I will even admit myself, I'm not very good at product review videos, making product review videos. I try to do the best I can, but I'm not considering myself a professional. I know some YouTubers out there who have probably the same skills as I do would consider themselves a professional. What the hey, I'm 100% not a professional. All I basically know how to do as far as making a video is turn the camera on and hit the record button, and that's about it. And I know how to run one editing program where I know how to edit videos and stuff, and know how to add and remove things from a video and stuff, Like, for example, the editing program I use, I don't even know how to, add, censorship. Say I accidentally say a swear word, I wouldn't know how to censor that out or bleep it out, All I would know how to do is try to, go in the video, highlight the little part and cut it out, and that'd be about it, where it would make the video look kind of funny and stuff. But I wouldn't know how to add, the beat, like when TV shows, Jerry Springer, for example, would have somebody swear and they go beep, I wouldn't know how to do that in the video editing program, and I don't care to learn, it's one of those things, just get on the internet and watch a video about it and how to do it, and the editing software I use and stuff, which I just use free software. I don't use fancy software because I wouldn't know how to use it anyway, so I just use whatever's free out there, the basic stuff. And so, yeah, that's, as far as my camera skills go, that's basically all I know. I'm no professional photographer or anything like that, I don't know a whole lot about cameras, lighting, angles, and stuff, Like some people use stabilizers and fancy microphones. I don't use none of that stuff because I don't own it, can't afford it, and so. And my camera lights are just simply the DeWalt lights that I've done videos about and stuff. I don't even get into buying fancy cameras and lighting and all that stuff because I can't afford it. So I just use what I got and try to make do with the best, Like when I used to do certain videos with green screen backgrounding and stuff, that was just behind me a solid wall, and then I recorded the video, and then I went over to the editing program and edit the background out and stuff, And that's all. So, but yeah, I'm trying my best at this, and so I make sure to 100% okay. Gotta make a YouTube video. What would be a good topic, and that's what I make sure to focus the most on, is to make this good. I be honest with you, I don't know how to at the end of the day get a whole bunch of views and stuff, or how these content creators do it. I do try my best at making good thumbnails and good titles and good description boxes. That's it. And part of me is also kind of afraid and nervous to, make certain videos, and I gotta try to keep training myself each and every time. When a random idea just pops in my head, think about it for a little bit, and then just go ahead, do it, upload it, and then just, call it a day and not worry, and go from there and stuff, Because sometimes I make videos that just randomly pop in my head and stuff, like this video right here, and then I just kind of go from there and stuff. But as time progresses on, I've been trying to train myself, to really think about the video that I'm doing and try to figure out would this be a good video, bad video, and usually I don't do it at all because I just figure out it wouldn't be a good video because, like I said before, I don't want to put a whole lot of trash out there on the internet. There's already enough of that, I want to put decent, good quality, useful content, useful videos and stuff, I'm not going to do stupid, crazy stunts, like what Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville and those people done. I'm not going to mention their name, the TV show name, because it's got a bad word in it, but, those of you watch it, I watch it too. I find them funny and got a chuckle, so, I'm not saying what they did is bad or right or wrong, Hey, they did their thing. That's all on them. But that's not me, Just like these people who do internet challenge videos or say a dirty phrase or something, like that hot tour girl and all that, or the person who started the one chip challenge and all that stuff. Hey, they all did that thing. That's them. That's what they want to do. Great. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Do it. That's just not me and what I want to do, I'm one of those people that feel like that it's important to try to show the world that, hey, the internet, making videos on the internet can somehow be more. My idea is more of what I'd like to do is find the right kind of people, gain a knowledge, and do maybe a little bit like some build projects, like they're talking about the go-kart I done in the past, like taking my old boat trailer frame and turning that into a go-kart, and a 2-seater go-kart, and taking that one go-kart frame I got and making that into a 1-seater and doing some kind of interesting builds like that. But that would require me having money and having the right kind of people in my life, because I would have to pay people and stuff, and so I'd have to find the right kind of mechanics and engineers and stuff, and do some building team. That's one thing. If I had the money, I would get some proper build teams and stuff, because there's some ideas that I think I would like to build that would be neat, like take some modern day electronics and make them look vintage somehow and stuff, and different things. So there's a lot I like to do. I'm right now at that point where I just simply don't know where to begin or where to start. Like, okay, how do I get from here to there? And that's kind of my struggle and kind of stress, because I tell myself all the time, I don't want to just spend the rest of my life being some guy walking around the parking lot for a job. I don't want that. And so I'm trying really hard to figure out how do I get out of that into something that I know that I'm going to 100% love to do, and 100% is going to make me happy and make me money at the same time and stuff, So I figured that, hey, YouTube would be a good place to get these ideas off the ground and into a reality. That's what I thought when I first started this whole channel and thing, and as I got to thinking, hey, I at first got to think, oh, this would be a great way to do comedy and stuff, and then I figured out the way things are that comedy is not a good idea, because, people get too offended easy. And me, I like doing rated R comedy, so, and a lot of video platforms are now frowning upon that because of the advertisement companies kind of frown upon that, and I can kind of understand that and stuff. So I tend to stay away from comedy because I'm not good at making G-rated comedy, and sometimes I come up with a joke and I think it's funny and then turns out to bomb. That happens. Even a lot of great comedians, famous comedians, have that happen and stuff. So I tend to just stay away from the comedy for now on and not do too much of that. Or once in a while, if I get to come up with a good G-rated joke or something, I'll post it, but you won't see too much of that, and stuff. But yeah, it's just trying to go from here, figure out how to turn this YouTube channel into the reality that I want to be, what I vision in my head, and make it a reality. And the only reason why I'm making this video is because it might be helpful to some of you out there that are trying to reach goals and certain things in your life and stuff. And I know some of you all don't mind just listening to me talk and stuff, and so I'm grateful for that too. I thank you for that. But it's mainly to try to do a video to help encourage people out there and stuff, and to share what I'm going through, and so, because to show people that, hey, you're not alone. There's other people that feel the same way and stuff. But yeah, that's my goal and stuff I'm trying is to really focus on figuring out how to get this YouTube channel off the ground, get to where I wake up one morning and saying, wow, I'm making that much money, There's a lot of YouTuber influencers that always say YouTube is broken, you can't make no decent money off ad revenue, it's one of those things where in the past it was a lot more easier than it is now. It's just a little more harder to do than what it used to be. So yes, I would agree with a lot of that. Yes, YouTube has been broken and stuff, and that's why a lot of people often went to like TikTok and some of these other platforms, because these other platforms are giving people more options to do things and more videos. I know YouTube does a lot of censorship and if you and certain things and blocking and stuff, Facebook does the same thing, and so I think what's happening, and so a lot of these people are just kind of going to other places and stuff and things, and so that's one thing you gotta, find that, happy medium when you're a social media company and stuff, I'm one of those people. I say, hey, freedom works, let's end all this censorship and stuff, but not going to get too much into that, but yeah, so it can be done. It's just, I feel like it's going to be a lot more trickier than what it used to be, and I'm 100% always saying, yes, you can make money with YouTube. You just got to put a lot of time and efforts into it, and I, in the past, said people, well, you need to focus on your one job. Well, you don't get it. You don't understand it, but, and stuff. And it's going to take time and lots and lots of efforts and dedication, and stuff, There's a lot that I got to work on. I know that. I understand that. I knew when the day one when I started this YouTube channel, I knew it wasn't going to be a nice walk in the park. No. It's going to be a challenge. Just like believing in Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Jesus even said, you follow me, you're going to still have ups and downs and stuff, It's just how it is and how it goes and stuff, Once the second coming happens, once Jesus Christ comes back, everything will be okay and stuff. So, Jesus is the one that's going to bring the peace and stuff, You want to know more? Read the Holy Bible. it'll tell you all about that and stuff. So yeah, I know this wasn't going to be an easy cakewalk or walk in the park like I said before. You know, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to take some time and lots of dedication and stuff. And so that's why I'm always trying to be very careful what I post on the internet. Don't just keep posting random garbage and different things, you know. I know my food review videos did get lots of views, but I just don't like doing too much food review videos because I feel like that kind of falls in that category of, you know, kind of trash out there and stuff, and you know. And I'll be the first one to say, if somebody asks me, do you know what you're doing on YouTube? I would probably say to them, not a clue, but you know, it's fun and exciting. I know that sometimes I posted videos that I didn't think would do well, but I thought, yeah, I'll just post it anyways, and I was kind of shocked at how well they did and stuff, and I'm like, oh, wow. So, yeah, how long is this video? Ooh, almost an hour long video, so, yeah, if you made it this far in the video, hey, round of applause to you, and if you made it halfway through this video and you thought, oh, this guy's rambling on, he just wasting my time. Sorry about that, but I just wanted to post a video about kind of how I felt and stuff, and hopefully, you know, maybe somebody else, you know, might find this encouraging. Maybe they feel the same way and they want to share their thoughts and opinion and whatever, you know. Because I thought this video would be helpful. And then, too, when I finally reach to where I want to be, the top, you know, I can look back at these videos and say, wow, I made it, you know. And then be able to say to myself, see, this is why you don't give up and you keep pushing, keep moving. And I know it will happen one day, you know. One day I'll wake up when I don't realize it and check my YouTube and say, holy crap, I know what to do now and stuff. So yeah, you know, and so yeah, once I get to that top spot, you know, don't want to forget where I came from. Want to make sure to be able to help out the people around me and stuff, you know. Don't be a hog in the wealth, you know. Don't be throwing billions and billions of dollars in an offshore bank account somewhere, you know. You know, give some away, you know. You know, if I'm walking down the street and some homeless man's crying and I say, something wrong, sir? Yeah, I ain't got food, ain't got nothing, and he's feeling down on his luck, and be able to walk over to an ATM machine and whatever amount that ATM machine will let me take out, you know, give him some to help make his life a little better, you know. You know, my goal is to help those people out. That's why I talked about in one of my videos that I'll put a link down in the description for about making like some sort of homeless shelter thing and stuff, you know. Later on when I have more money, where I have money to actually do that kind of thing, then I'll get into making videos of designing the building and all that stuff, you know. You know, I don't post much about that because that's another kind of like topic video that I'm kind of nervous talking about because I just don't want to sound like a fool on the internet. You know, I don't really know on that stuff what to per se talk about like too much, you know. All I know how to do is talk about basically building some sort of like apartment style high-rise complex thingy and calling it a homeless shelter almost and stuff. So yeah, that's why I don't talk about my ideas too much because I really don't know what would be good to talk about in those stuff, like building the horseless carriage and stuff, like what would be a good video and what would be the things to talk about that would make people think, huh, that's kind of an interesting idea. I'll share that video with other people and stuff, so that's why I don't and stuff, because that's the biggest issue right now with me and making videos is just trying to figure out what is good and what to kind of stay when making video, what is going to be ideas, like I come up with ideas, but it's just, okay, what to talk about and stuff, so yeah, that's basically how it is right now. But yeah, if you like this sort of content, give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Comment your thoughts below. Good video, bad video, whatever, love to hear from you and stuff, even if you just want to say hi or you just want me to be in a general internet show and stuff, Hey, if you want to make jokes about me sounding like some hit from the stick, or hey, you sound like one of them people married to your cousin, hey, feel free to put whatever, I live in the United States of America. We have freedom of free speech, and that's how I'm going to treat my comment section down below. And the only time your comment or whatever gets erased, it's because Google, YouTube done it, not me. Oh, the only thing I do delete is the scams. Those scammers that try to get you to go to a dirty site or something. If I think it's a scammer, then I try the best to hurry up and delete those and stuff. Especially when I get big, I know there's going to be those scammers trying to pretend to be me and try to steal your money, because I know those scammers. I've seen them a lot. Those scammers tried to get me a few times. With the telegraph or tell on my butt or whatever. So yeah. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you all have a good day.